Imagine being crowned king at just 7 years old. Imagine growing up hidden from the world while your grandmother ruled the kingdom by force and with vengeance. This is the true story of Joash, a child marked to be eliminated, saved by courage, and crowned in secret. His life began with incredible promise, but ended with a heartbreaking fall. Let's go back 2,800 years ago to the ancient kingdom of Judah, where our story begins. After King Ahaziah died, his mother, Queen Athaliah, who was the daughter of King Ahab and Jezebel, saw an opportunity to assume power and took advantage of it. Though Queen Athaliah seized the throne, she was not content with just being the queen mother. She wanted to keep the power to herself indefinitely. Ruthless in her ambition, she did the unthinkable. She ordered all royal descendants, her own grandchildren, to be eliminated. Every seed royal, every possible heir to the throne. Joash, King Ahaziah's son, however, escaped the evil plan. He was rescued by his aunt, Jehosheba, and Jehoiada, the high priest. They hid Joash for 6 years in the temple of the Lord, right under Athaliah's nose. In the 7th year, Jehoiada knew it was time to announce Joash as the right heir to the throne. He called together commanders, priests, and trusted men of Judah, and they made a covenant in the house of the Lord to keep watch and protect the rightful heir. Quietly, they brought Joash into the temple courtyard, and there, in a surprise ceremony, they crowned and anointed him king and proclaimed loudly in unison, "Long live the king!" The people of the land, bearing witness to the coronation, blew their trumpets and rejoiced. Queen Athaliah, hearing the noise, rushed to the temple. When she saw Joash standing with the crown, she tore her gown in agony and screamed, "Treason! Treason!" Tired of her reign of fear and terror, none in the kingdom followed her. She was taken out and executed for her crimes, just outside the temple walls on the order of Jehoiada. As king, Joash grew up with Jehoiada guiding him, like a grandfather and mentor. Under his advice, Joash did what was right in God's eyes. He removed altars to false gods and encouraged people to come back to the temple. But Joash saw something that broke his heart. The temple of the Lord, the center of worship, was in ruins. Years of neglect had left it cracked, broken, and forgotten. Joash made a bold decision to rebuild God's house. He instructed the priests to collect and dedicate monies and offerings received from the people to the repair of the temple. However, time passed and nothing happened. So Joash tried something new. He had a chest made and placed near the temple entrance. Anyone who wanted could bring an offering, silver, gold, whatever they had, to help rebuild the temple. This strategy prompted response and faithfulness from the people. Builders soon began work with the financial contribution of the people. Temple stones were repaired, gates were rebuilt, and sacred tools were restored. The temple soon looked like new again. The people of the land were proud, and worship flourished as a result. As long as Jehoiada lived, Joash ruled well and with honor. However, after the high priest's death, everything changed. Without Jehoiada's voice of reason, Joash began listening to ungodly and corrupt advisors and soon abandoned God's way. He allowed idol worship to return. When Zechariah, Jehoiada's own son, stood to advocate for obedience to God's word, Joash had him stoned right in the temple courtyard. Joash had forgotten where he came from and who had helped him rise. Soon after, a small enemy army from Aram attacked Judah. Though they were few, God allowed them to win because Joash had turned his face away from the Lord. Joash, wounded in battle, returned to Jerusalem in shame. In a final twist of tragedy, his own officials, once loyal to him, plotted against him. They remembered the blood of Zechariah and struck him down as he slept. Joash died without honor and was buried in Jerusalem. His reign had begun with promise, but ended in disgrace. Joash's life is a tale of promise and potential, but also of pride and downfall. He was saved by courage, crowned with hope. He rebuilt what was broken and brought people back to God. But when he lost his way, when he forgot the people who helped him and turned from truth, he fell hard. The story of Joash is a reminder that ignoring God's instructions and warnings have consequences. It is a reminder to cultivate a personal relationship with God and seek godly mentorship that will guide and challenge you. A reminder to remain faithful and guard your heart continually. And a reminder to respond to God's correction with humility. and receive it as an opportunity to grow, not a threat to resist. Finally, aim not just to be strong in your faith, but to finish faithfully, with integrity and devotion to God. Every heart needs guidance, even the heart of a king.